Welcome to this Pacer tutorial. We'll take a detailed look at the factory preset C2 for the Kemper Profiler, and we'll show you how to expand your setup with external foot switches and expression pedals. You'll also learn how you can control a DAW from Pacer. Once you've selected the C2 preset, you can use Footswitches 1 to 6 in Pacer's lower row to activate or deactivate individual profiler effects modules. The Footswitches are assigned as follows. Switch 1 controls effect module A. Switch 2 controls effect module B. Switch 3 effect module C. Switch 4 effect module D. Switch 5 effect module X. And switch 6 effect module mod. Please note that this only works if you have assigned effects to the corresponding modules on the profiler amp. For example, if you press switch number 3 and you haven't assigned an effect to module C, an empty message appears on the profiler's display, but nothing else happens. You can connect up to 2 foot switches to each of Pacer's 2 connectors. To do this, you have to either connect a standard dual switch or 2 individual foot switches using a Y-cable adapter. Let's start with the dual switch. A dual switch is a double foot switch for controlling 2 separate functions. You connect it with a 1/4-inch stereo jack cable so that both switching commands can be transmitted. Here is an overview of all external foot switch assignments in the C2 preset. FS1 switches the delay module on and off. FS2 the reverb module. FS3 switches the tuner on and off. And FS4 controls the tap tempo function. If I connect a dual foot switch to the FS1 FS3 connection, I can switch the delay on and off with switch B and activate the tuner with switch A. If you don't have a dual switch but 2 individual foot switches instead, you can still use them for dual control. But you will need a Y-cable adapter with a stereo jack plug on one side and 2 mono jack sockets on the other side. Now you can connect 2 standard single switches such as our Nektar NP1. Pacer should recognize the correct polarity of connected external foot switches automatically on boot up so that the switching happens when a switch is pressed. Should the module only activate or switch off when the button is released, you could also reverse the polarity manually. Most foot switches have an option for that. Usually that's a small slide switch located in the back. Otherwise, just start Pacer again. Pacer has 2 expression pedal connections for real-time control of functions with external expression pedals. For the Kemper preset C2, we have programmed the EXP1 connection to control volume. Connect an expression pedal to the EXP1 connector. Now you can control the rig volume with the pedal. By the way, you can adjust the profiler's volume pedal position in the signal chain. Press the rig button on the profiler and go to the volume pedal settings page with the page buttons. With Control 1 below the display, you can choose different positions for the volume pedal. Select Input or Pre-Stack if you want to influence the amount of distortion with the pedal. If you want to use the pedal as a master volume control, use Post-Stack or Output. The second expression pedal is programmed for morphing control in preset C2. With this function, you can control all active profiler parameters with an expression pedal. The most simple option is gain control. But you can also assign wah or pitch effects control to this pedal without having to reprogram anything on Pacer. Press the System button and select the page pedal left. Activate the functions Morph Pedal to Wah and Morph Pedal to Pitch. Now the control of the wah and pitch effects is assigned to Morph Pedal, or in other words, the EXP2 pedal. In addition to controlling Profiler, Pacer can also control DAW software. This way you can keep playing while you control the DAW. For this to work, you have to connect Pacer to your computer via USB. Then install the Nektar DAW integration software if your DAW is supported. You can download the required software from your user account on the Nektar website. If your DAW is not directly supported, use Pacer's default MCU mode. MCU stands for the Mackie Control Universal Standard and is supported by almost all DAWs. Activate this option on your DAW for instant transport control. But I'll show you the extended Nektar DAW integration features in combination with Logic Pro now. You can switch between controlling Profiler and your DAW at any time, even during a recording. The track and transport switches in the top row select two operating modes for DAW control. If track is pressed, the track control is activated. Switches C and D with the arrow icon select tracks now. Switch 1 solos the selected track. Switch 2 mutes the selected track. The third foot switch arms the track for recording. Switch 4 activates the click. And with switches 5 and 6, you can select another channel strip patch in Logic. If you press the transport foot switch in the top row, transport control is activated. Again, you can use the C and D switches with the arrow icons to select tracks. Now the transport icons are lit, and the bottom row controls transport functions. Foot switch 1 switches the cycle on and off. Switches 2 and 3 forward or rewind in 1-bar steps. Switch 4 controls the stop button. Playback is controlled with foot switch 5. And switch 6 engages recording. Check out part 3 of this tutorial, where we'll show you how to program your own user presets in Pacer. Thanks for watching.